Welcome everybody to our Greene Acres. If you are new to my channel, my name is Teresa. Today's video, I'm going to show y'all 10 ways we can transform some thrifted and some Dollar Tree items into some easy, fun, and budget-friendly fall decor for our home. As always, I hope y'all enjoy the video and I hope you get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home. Okay, let's get started. The first project I'm going to show y'all is going to be these 2 Dollar Tree pumpkin wire forms. Now, a lot of creators have made things with these, but I'm going to try to show you something a little bit different. I attached 2 of them together using some cable ties. I attached one at the top and one at the bottom, and then I'm just going to work the little prongs apart, and it gives it a little fuller look. I went outside, I gave it a couple of coats of spray paint. You can spray paint it any color you want. Now, I made this in a previous video on another project, but it's just a Dollar Tree frame that I painted white, and I took another little smaller frame and I got some graphics from the Graphics Fairy and I made that. Now, I just attached it to the front of my pumpkin using some hot glue. Now I'm going to make a little rag messy bow for it. I'm just using assorted textures and colors, but I'm going more for a neutral thing for my bow, and some of this ribbon and lace, some of it's wired and some of it's not. Sometimes when you use a little wired with some that's not, it gives your bow a little bit more form and it'll fluff out a little bit better. You just want to put it in an X shape as you layer them, and you want to put enough ribbon and lace in it to where you'll get a full bow. You just want to work it around with your fingers. You want to fluff it out, and if you have it a little bit too big when you get it done, you can always trim it up. Mine, I'm going to leave it the size it is, and I'm going to attach this to the top of my pumpkin. You just want to tie it really tight with, and I'm just using a piece of cream colored twine, but you can use another piece of, lace or ribbon or whatever you have on hand. Just fluff it out and shape it, and now you've got a great embellishment bow for the top of our pumpkin. And I'm just going to tie it on to the stem. I'll add like a little ribbon for a hanger, and that's all we're going to have to do. Now, I am going to take a really pretty rose, and I think these come from the Dollar Tree, and I just put that in the middle of my bow just to enhance that rose color that's in my graphic. Another really good decor piece that you can use for fall is summer straw handbags. Don't pack those up just yet. I got this one at Goodwill and I paid $3.99 for it. I'm going to flip it around, and it's got a really pretty brown color to it. I'm just going to add some really pretty fall florals to it, and now you can hang this from a hanger, or you can just set this out on a table somewhere. And I think this makes a great piece now. Instead of packing it up, with our summer decor, we can leave it out and use it now for fall. Now I'm going to give you some ideas of things that you can do with glass jars. Glass jars are so abundant at the thrift store, and a lot of times I just can't pass them up. But I have had these for several years, and these are not the original lids that went with these jars. As you can see, these jars have threads at the top. But I'm going to use these really pretty ornate tops on these just to give you the idea. but I'm just going to put some transfers on it. These come from the Brocante transfer book from IOD, and I'm just going to put one of those on the front. Now I chalk painted this really pretty top, and I'm just going to go around with a little baby wipe, and I'm going to do some wet distressing on it. Now I'm just going to throw a lot of cute little mini pumpkins that I have, because a lot of times we buy these little mini pumpkins and we think they're so cute, and then you get them home and it's like, what do we do with them? I think they're so pretty if you just put different textures and colors in the jar. I just tied a bow on it, and now this makes a great little centerpiece to display all those little mini pumpkins. Now I'm going to show y'all how we can make some really cute little sweater pumpkin candle holders. You can just take various pumpkins that you have that you can carve out the center of them, because we want it to be the size to where we can get a taper candle down in it. Now this is nothing new, but I'm just going to take the sleeve off of a sweater, because when you have a hole that's in the top and the bottom of your pumpkins, a sleeve of a sweater works great, because you can just tuck one end of the sleeve in one end, flip it around, and just tuck that other end down in the other hole. Now I had to just trim it down a little bit, but you just want to tuck it down in there, get it tight, and once you get it the way you want it, you get it smoothed out really good, now we've got a great little candle holder. Added some little hang tags that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I added some really pretty remote control tapered candles, and I'm going to have these in my Amazon store, but these run on a remote control and you get 6 to a pack. So these I'm going to enjoy, I know, through the fall and also through the Christmas season.
Now I don't know where you are. I missed you so bad, won't you come back to me? I've got you in my head, you're all that I see. I've lost all my chances.
And y'all know I don't like to throw anything away, and I definitely don't like to waste stuff. So with that same sweater, because I love the color of this sweater, I'm just going to take some more of it. I cut it in a circle, and I covered another little pumpkin that I had. And I just went outside and got a stick from my yard that I thought looked a lot like a pumpkin stem. I'm going to hot glue it on, and then I'm going to show you how we can make some really cute little rosettes. Now I've made videos on how to make these before, and I went more into depth on it, but you just take some ripped, strips of this. In this case I'm using drop cloth, but you can use whatever fabric you have, and you just want to start rolling it around and kind of twisting it as you go. Now you want it to look kind of scrappy and rustic, so if you've got frayed edges, it'll make it look even better. You just hot glue where you need to, but you don't have to glue it a lot. I just kind of wrapped it with my fingers, and like you can see, you kind of twist it, as you go, and you just want to make it look kind of frayed and make it look like a rosette type flower, and then just hot glue it. Now you'll go around with as much fabric as you need to make them whatever size you want. You can make them smaller, you can make them larger. I'm just going to, make some. Now, you're going to see a project in a minute where I'm going to use one of those little Dollar Tree pumpkins. Now, this is the burlap off that little Dollar Tree pumpkin, so I don't want to waste it. Don't throw that away. Just cinch it in the center with a piece of twine, and it makes a great little bow, little rustic bow for our pumpkins. So I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to attach it on with a little bit of hot glue, and then I'm going to put one of those little rosettes that I made out of the drop cloth. I'm just going to put that in the center. Now we've got a really cute, inexpensive little embellished pumpkin that we can set out in our fall decor.
I've got you in my head, you're all that I see. I've lost all my chances, I know that I am too late. I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of you, I'm thinking of you, wondering if you're thinking about me too. Now it's too late, now it's too late. I'm out of time, but I'm still thinking of you. My heart keeps messed it up and I should have.
I want to take just a minute to remind all of you, if you haven't already went over to Our Greene Acres over on my Facebook page, please go over and hit that follow button. You know, it helps me out tremendously. I have a goal right now. I'd love to hit at least 10,000 followers by the end of the year, and sooner if possible. So y'all, please help me out. Just go over and follow it. There's a lot of great content over there. I go shopping a lot, so I've got a lot of shopping videos. I do a lot of reels. I post a lot of photos of things that I see out. So there's a lot of content over there that I'm not putting over on YouTube, and I'm about to do one of my very first lives. So y'all, if you go over, follow it, and that way when I get ready for my live, we'll be connected and you'll get to see, you know, when it is. Now, I just run across a really pretty shabby chic like comforter at Goodwill, and this was like a dust ruffle for a king size bed. So I'm going to get a ton of use out of this, but I love this pattern. So here's that little Dollar Tree pumpkin that I took the burlap off of, and I'm just going to core out the center of it large enough to where I can stuff my fabric down in it. You want to cut a circle that's large enough around your pumpkin to where you can tuck it, but you can also keep it smooth. And you don't want too much fabric because it won't go down in your hole, but just make your hole big enough to where it will hold it kind of tight. And then I'm going to show you again my favorite way to make pumpkin stems. That's just to crumple up, you know, a piece of foil, and it's very bendable, so you can shape it and you just get it, you know, shaped to how you want it to make your own pumpkin stem. And you can make it as short or, you know, fat or long as you want. And once you get it made, you get it formed, and you just want to cover it with the fabric. I'm going to go with the same fabric that I did with the little pumpkin. I'm just going to use some of this little shabby chic fabric that I had, and it'll match the pumpkin. And you just want to glue it, you know, start hot gluing it to start it, and you just want to start wrapping it. Now, there's no rhyme or reason on how you wrap it. You just want to wrap it on until you get the foil covered and you get it the way that you want it to look. Now, I will just go in and I'll hot glue it in the sections of where I need it. Now, I'm just kind of measuring to see, you know, if it's going to be the right size. And then you want to, you know, just kind of, I always like to really fray it on the end of my little stem. And then I'm just going to use some hot glue, attach it to the pumpkin. And now we've got a cute little shabby chic pumpkin that we can embellish and have fun with. I'm just going to go around around the whole stem using those little rosettes that I made. I'm going to alternate because I went back, I made some rosettes out of the little shabby chic fabric, and then I'm going to pair them with this that I made out of the drop cloth. Now for the next little Dollar Tree pumpkin that, you know, I recovered, I'm just going to put a little stem back on it. These little stems, a lot of times you can get at the Dollar Tree on other pumpkins, and sometimes a lot of times the Target dollar spot has little pumpkins that have really good stems. So like I've always told y'all, if y'all see a pumpkin that maybe is not the right color, you know, but it has a good stem and you can get it, you know, inexpensive, get the pumpkin anyway and at least use a stem, because pumpkin stems like this are kind of hard to come by, and when you do find them, they can run up into the money.
I wish you would be right here with me. I'm thinking of you, thinking of you. I'm thinking of you, wondering if you're thinking about me too. Now it's too late, now it's too late. I'm out of time.
Okay, this project is one that I love because the thing about pumpkins is you can keep your pumpkins year to year and you can upcycle them and change them. So that's what I'm going to do to this one. I'm going to take this pumpkin. Originally it was mercury plastic from Dollar General, and then I painted it in pink in a video. So now we're going to put some textured paint on it. I just added some craft paint with some baking soda. I mix it together to where you've got, that little gritty texture to it, and then you just start applying it. The first layer you can kind of brush on, and the second layer you'll just go around with your brush and you'll just kind of dab it on, because we want it to look, very textured, and you just kind of want to do this until you get the look that you want, and then you let it dry. And once you let it dry, this gives your project just such a great base, and I don't know, to me it's just more of a unique look. Now you can use any color paint you want, but I just went with white. Now I got this little frame at Goodwill, and I think only paid like 79 cents for it. It's got a couple little of prints in it, but I'm just going to use one that I've already printed out. I have a whole folder of printed out graphics fairy images. When I find them, I just go on and print them out, and I have a whole folder. So I found her, and she was like a little Valentine, but I thought she had the sweetest little face. So I just traced around the backing of that frame, and then I'm just going to use some a glue stick, put her on this little piece on the back of the frame, and put her back in the frame. Now I could paint the frame white also, but I thought it was really pretty, the gold color that it was. So for now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now I'm just going to go in, put her back in the frame, and I think this just made such a sweet little embellishment for my pumpkin. Just something a little bit different. Now I'm going to hot glue a little chiffon ribbon hanger on it, and this chiffon ribbon I have linked in my Amazon store, and I just bought some more of this, y'all. This is beautiful ribbon, and it comes in so many colors. So now we got a really cute little, little shabby chic embellished pumpkin, and I recycled one that I already had on hand. Now I'm going to show y'all how we can make some really cute little sunflower flowers. All you're going to need is some canning jar lids. You're going to need some flats, and I'm going to use the large jar rings and a small flat. So, but you just wanted to rip some fabric, and I did. Mine were probably about 12 inches long, and I probably did between 30 to 40. So I'm going to go around and time around one of the large cannon rings. So it took, like I say, between 30 and 40. So you just want to go around, and you want to tie them in a knot, and you want to tie the knot on the top of the jar lid. Like if you put this on top of a jar, this will be the top, because you want that lip part to be on the bottom. So you just want to go around with your strips of fabric, and I'm using coffee stained flour sack cloth. It's a real thin like muslin, but I'm also going to show you how I made one out of some drop cloth strips. This went really fast, so this is a really quick and easy project. So if you want something, maybe if you're a reseller and you need some quick little unique, items to sell in your booth, this I think would be a great project. Now, once you get the whole jar lid covered with your strips of fabric, now you want to go around, and we want to trim it up, because we want it to look like a flower, or, a sunflower. So I just went around, and if I had some that were a little bit too long, I just went in and I just trimmed them up so they were even. You can cut them as short as you want to. Now I'm going to take some pillow filling, and this is just from an old pillow, and I'm taking one of the smaller canning flats, and you want to put your padding on it. Now you want to make it as fluffy, as you want, because this is going to be the center of our flower, and we want it to kind of stand out and be kind of puffy. Now I'm going around a piece of burlap that I have, and you just want to cut it the size that'll go around your flat. Now you're going to want to put it in the back so it'll come through the front, and then we're going to attach it with a little bit of hot glue. I just went around the rim and put a little hot glue in some places, so when I put it back in, it'll stay secure, and it makes just a little puffy center, so that'll be the center of our sunflower. Now you can use any kind of fabric combinations that you want to for your sunflower. You could do yellow fabric around the outside for your petals, and then for your center, of course, you could use more of a brown or a black center. So get creative with this, because like I say, there's so many color variations that you could do if you wanted, to make several of these. Now I'm going to show you how if you're reselling it, for sure, you want the back to be pretty, just just use the pattern of your lid and just cut out just a piece of burlap and just glue that on, and that way your back is pretty. Now I'm just going to attach a little twine hanger to the back of it with some hot glue, and I'm just going to use this and hang them up. Now you can see the one that I made with the drop cloth, and like I say, these just took a few minutes to make, and I think these turned out so pretty. Okay, now let's make a really easy and inexpensive piece of wall decor using a rug. Y'all, I saw this beautiful rug at Dollar General and it was $6. I love the colors in it and I love the design on it. So I'm just taking a thrifted, or this could have been a frame that I got at a yard sale. It's very rustic, but I just cut down a piece of Dollar Tree foam board, and that's going to be the back, and that's what I'm going to attach my rug to. Now I just went around the foam board. I traced around it where my rug would go, and that way I will know where to place it when I go to put my hot glue on. Now I'm going to attach it with hot glue, and I just attached it to the foam board and I attached it back to the frame, and it's as easy as that. So when you see inexpensive rugs out like this that are, somewhat kind of thin, make wall decor out of them if you got some, and that's another thing you can be looking for at yard sales and thrift stores is frames. And this rug right here was the perfect size. I didn't have to cut the rug down at all, and it fit perfect in my frame. So now we got a great piece of fall wall decor. Now I'm going to show you another really easy piece of fall decor that you can use, and this can be used in your home, for any season. But just take a picture, and y'all, I love pictures, so I pick them up anytime I see them at yard sales and thrift stores, and you can always spray paint them. And that one was $3. Now you can fill it with rice, you could do beans, you could also, if you have some Epsom salt, I do not recommend the kind that may have oil in it, because what we're going to do is we're going to pour enough of this rice in this pitcher to where we can add some taper candles down in it, and they run on a remote control, so all we have to do is light them, and you've got a really cute little candle holder with our pitcher that was really easy to assemble. And now I think this will be great setting out in our decor for fall. Okay, y'all, it is coming toward the end of the video, and I hope y'all enjoyed seeing all the ways that we can take some thrifted items, some dollar store items, and turn them into some really pretty fall decor for our home without breaking the bank. I want to give a special shout out, thank you to my super thanks donators this go around. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are awesome. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and also click that bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you want to post all of your projects that you make sure to go over and join over on Facebook at my home decor page. And y'all, until I see y'all again in my next video, I hope y'all have a very blessed week. I love y'all and appreciate y'all so much. I'll plan to see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.